Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Goddess Victory Nikke video. I was chilling on my couch, watching some Netflix, playing some Azure Lane on my phone, and then Dev Notes dropped, which I was not at all expecting tonight. So, we got January 2026 Dev Notes, and this is a great one. I haven't read them yet. I just scrolled down a little bit to see what was there. We got favorite items, okay? And these are some W picks, okay? We're going to get back to those in a second though. But let's read through the rest of the Dev Notes here. So, we've got our Director of Nikke. First developer notes of 2026, like to share plans ahead, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so about story updates. In 2026, we will continue to refine its storytelling, ensuring that characters, battles, animations, music, and narrative elements complement each other to create more cohesive experience. Key story updates are scheduled as follows. In February, we will get a main story update. In April, we will get a side story. Side stories always are like super important lore, so make sure you read that when that comes out, as well as a main story update in April. And then August, we'll have main story. And then in October, we'll have another side story and a main story. So we're getting 4 big story drops, and 2 of them are going to have side stories. So can't be excited enough about this, honestly. I've been in the Ziz hard campaign waiting room for a while, and obviously I completed the normal campaign a long time ago, and so waiting on new story content, it couldn't come here fast enough. It says the February main story update will serve as a pivotal moment, tying together many of the storylines that have been building so far while setting clear path forward. Though it will focus on structuring the narrative flow, it will also conclude several memorable scenes. Okay, so I don't want to talk too many spoilers here, but we have had a lot of like separate stories. We have like Anise doing her thing. We have like the commander doing his thing with like Rappy. We have like Cinderella. We got, there are a lot of things that have kind of been going on. We even have like Neon finding out crazy like arc lore. So, there's a lot going on. So it sounds like they're going to kind of like, everyone's going to come back together and share their information. Additionally, throughout 2026, the stories of Nikkes will progress further, diving into the past of certain CEOs, Mustang lore, I hope, uncovering Oswald's untold tales, and introducing a variety of other compelling narratives. Personally, I'm especially excited about the main story and the event story updates planned for the 14th anniversary. The 14th anniversary. Dang, we've been going 14 years. This will be a moment where the emotions and narratives build up over time, converge meaningfully. We're working hard to ensure commanders can fully immerse in the world and characters of Nikke. Top tier story all the time. S tier story. Thank you, Shift Up. Looking forward to more of it. Okay, so about content updates. If there's one thing as important as narrative in Goddess Victory Nikke, it's the battle content you experience alongside the Nikkes. In 2026, our top priority for battle content to deliver a stable gameplay experience. There have been way more crashes this year in the last few months. I would say the last 6 months or so is when I started noticing it. Nikke used to be super stable. It did have slow load times, but it will now, not super often, but noticeably enough that it's annoying, it will crash. I would say like once a week or so, maybe once every 2 weeks, something like that. It'll crash. Like it's crashed on stream a few times, and so I hope they do fix that. They do manage to make it more stable. In 2026, we plan to roll out 2 updates for the Solar Raid Museum boss in February and July. Nobody cares about this. First here are the February boss update guide. We're going to get Altason, which is Train, Modernia, and Stormbringer. That's cool. I mean, hey, for people who miss these, go get them. Honestly, it is more resources you can get. So I put the first ones off for a long time, and I was like, all right, cool. There's actually a lot of stuff to get here. I don't know. It's just like, it's not an important game mode to me. But I mean, I think mostly like the leaderboard thing, I forget what it's called, is like the main thing that just like, who cares? Like there's literally nobody on my server. And I've talked to so many viewers that have like literally no scores on their server. People just like haven't bothered to do this at all. Anyway, at the same time, we will improve the Solar Raid Museum by making challenge mode replayable. Interesting. Okay. Currently, once you clear challenge mode in the Solar Raid Museum, it transitions to no limit mode, which is the thing that I was talking about where just like no one bothers to do this. There's like nobody on leaderboards ever. make it impossible to revisit challenge mode. With this update, we've listened to feedback from commanders who want to play challenge mode under its level 400 restrictions and have adjusted it to allow repeated attempts. I mean, sure, like, why not? I mean, I'm sure you're not going to get rewards again, but people want to do it again. Yeah, should let them do it again. The change aims to provide an environment where players can test boss content and research battle strategies under more varied conditions. That is good. I mean, honestly, sometimes I feel like we have a lot of bosses we can already test on, but as someone who does unit reviews and does a lot of testing, as I'm sure you guys have seen, subscribe for more videos like that. I do them for every unit that comes out. That will be helpful. I mean, generally I haven't found a problem with finding like targets to test the nikkes yet, but more chances, you know, if we find a niche thing where we want to fight a specific boss, that will be good. Additionally, in 2026, we plan to update EX Raid tentative name content. Okay. We'll see what that's like. Specific rules are still under discussion, but we hope to offer commanders who enjoy solo raids a more challenging and rewarding experience than what's currently available. Interesting. Okay, so we'll see even more challenging solo raids. And then it says, however, we recognize that this type of content can also lead to fatigue proportional to the sense of achievement. Therefore, EX Raid will be introduced as an annual content. Once a year. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Never done something like that before. Serving as a year-end recap in place of the usual year-end solo raid. Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting. So I guess we'll have to wait until December to see what that's like. Detailed recollection rules and process mechanics will be shared at a later date. Okay. Now, about non-battle content development. Next, let's discuss surface content. Everybody's favorite thing. In previous developers' notes, we've outlined plans for surface content improvements. However, after extensive internal discussions and careful review, we decided to temporarily postpone its implementation. We were waiting on surface mode content for a long time, and then it launched, and almost nobody liked it. I'm sure there were people that enjoyed it, and there were people who liked it more than others, but I never personally heard anybody say this was like a great mode that they liked. Some people found it to be a terrible chore. Some people were just kind of like, all right, whatever. So it definitely wasn't like a banger of a launch. I think it could have gone a lot better. And, you know, they recognized that. And they did a beta and they took a lot of feedback and they already told us several things they wanted to improve. Now it sounds like they're going to try and do an even more major overhaul than they were initially planning to in the previous dev note. To ensure surface content sustainability, we would need to implement over 100 incremental improvements. After evaluating the required effort and direction, we concluded that at this time, focusing on narrative elements such as characters, story, graphics, and music that commanders can more directly engage with would be more impactful. Honestly, I like this. I like this. I mean, they have a great game. They're going to focus on the strengths. They're going to make it even better. Saying that they're going to like improve graphics is really interesting. I wonder. We have seen them shift to some bosses that are like fully 3D, like with Behemoth and things like that. So maybe that's what they mean. Characters are great. Story is great. Music is great. But yeah, so okay. I approve. I approve. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Are you disappointed about like surface mode being delayed more, or do you think it's fine, we'll get it eventually? If they make it even better, that's just a good thing. Let me know your thoughts. Currently, we are prepared to further expand Nikke's world building and character relationships based on this decision and a wealth of ideas. Between 2026 and 2027, we will share updates on various narrative-driven developments and appropriate intervals. Since we've deferred surface content, we are committed to developing results that justify this choice. We will strive to provide richer, more satisfying narrative experiences overall. Meanwhile, the development currency originally why was that so hard to read? A currency originally planned for the surface content will be distributed through other content with details to follow soon. Okay, so we're still going to get all the resources that we would have been farming from surface content. So that's cool. We just get to do it in other ways, probably better ways. Favorite item update. All right, this is what we're all here for, right? We have been waiting on favorite item announcements for a while now. They've slow rolled us on these. And like every stream, I get chat asking like, when do you think we'll hear about favorite items? What do you think favorite item characters will be? Well, we finally got them. Okay, so in 2026, we plan to introduce favorite items twice in February and July. The Nikkes receiving favorite items in February are Moran, Zwei, Senti, and Privity. These are fantastic choices. I love it. So they always do like a mix of like some newer units and then like some launch units. So for our newer units, we got Moran. I've always been a huge fan of Moran. This is a beautiful picture of her. I like that. She's definitely going to be one that I'm going to want to get. Zwei, she's fine. I've never been like a big fan of Zwei, but she's cool, you know, a nice character as well. And then these ones are also super banger choices. Like Privity, dude. Privity is like so many people's OG waifu. And she only recently fell off. Like she has been a legit usable character for a long time, whether it was in arena or raids. She's been really good. And so, you know, she finally got to the point in the last year where like you were kind of memeing if you were using her. So I'd love to see what's going to happen with her treasure and if she will like jump up to the top of the tier list. By the way, speaking of tier list, I am making my 2026 Nikke tier list of every Nikke for PvE. Put a lot of research into this, and I was actually going to release it this weekend, but then we got the Velvet announcement, and I was like, all right, Velvet is so popular, I'm going to wait until Velvet comes out. We have some time to play with her, and then I can have her on the tier list as well. But tier list coming out very, very soon, so make sure you subscribe, like the video to make sure that you don't miss the tier list that's coming out. And then Senti. This is my personal favorite one. Senti was another one of my favorites at the beginning of the game. She's still a top tier unit in Arena, and way back in the day was a top tier unit in PvP, in PvE and PvP. And this is also a beautiful picture of her. Looks like she's getting a little bit of a back massage here. So yeah. I love it. These are exciting choices. Let me know if you guys are happy with these choices and which one is your favorite. If I had to choose one as my favorite, I'd probably say Senti. But I think this is a great group. I like these four. I want to know what your favorite is. Or is there one also, equally, is there one that you really wish they chose, that you were hoping for, that they did not choose here? All right, lastly, in 2026, we will continue to work on numerous improvements, including content, nearby features, and overall technical optimization. Our goal is to enhance gameplay density while minimizing unnecessary grind, and we will keep refining existing content with the principle in mind. In closing, over the past year, the countless words of support, encouragement from commanders have been tremendous and a source of strength for our development team and have guided many of this year's decisions and priorities. In 2026, we hope to continue working alongside commanders to polish Gods of Victory Nikke into an even better experience. Every member of our team will carry forward the directions and commitments shared today, turning them into tangible results. We want your time with Nikke to be a moment of respite from your daily life. I totally appreciate that, and I agree with that. I feel like games are for fun, and that's something that I try and emphasize in my own channel as well. Whether I'm streaming on Twitch or I'm making YouTube videos, I try and really keep things focused on games because we're here to enjoy a game and just like have fun, you know what I mean? And so I really appreciate them saying this as well, that's kind of like their perspective on like our experience with the game. To make this a reality, we will keep refining our development process throughout the year. From the bottom of our hearts, we wish all commanders good health and a steady progress towards your goals. Goddess of Victory, Nikke. All right. Hung Suk Yo. So, pretty good dev notes. Not super long, but dude, favorite items, huge announcement, love their choices. I also like what they're saying about like really focusing on improving things, whether it's characters, graphics, story, music. They gave us like a roadmap for when things are going to launch. The raid stuff, I'm kind of like whatever, but sure. And what else did they talk about? Making sure it's a more optimized experience, just making that more stable, smoother, etc. All good things. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, don't forget to subscribe. I'm an official Nikke content creator. I would really appreciate your support. Like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream.